Hello, in this video I want to talk about the Message Center and specifically how it works and some of the advantages of the new Message Center compared to the legacy or the old Message Center. So the way we access the Message Center now is via the Message Center tab, and we have the old Message Center here or the legacy, and we're still going to get some of our notifications through here, but the new Message Center works a lot different. You know, this one is the inbox style of Message Center, and we call this an inline style. And the best way to explain this is if you have a smartphone or an iPhone, this works more like an iPhone in the sense that you have, it's like text messages, and you can create groups within text messages, and you can also just talk to people individually, and then the conversation is stored more inline, so kind of like this here. And the advantage here is when you are talking about, communicating with groups of people, we have created a front office group, meeting topics. So we basically just write down meeting topics that need to be discussed for our Monday meetings. And then we have an all employees channel, which is very similar to this here, but all employees will have access to this. They can kind of chat back and forth. And then we have management as well. Now, how we know who is in the group is we click this little gear over here and we can see the people that are in the group, and we can also see if they're online and if they're connected at the given time. So the red dot means that they're not connected at this time. That doesn't mean they won't get the message, they just won't get it real time. And then of course we can X out of that. The way that you add a group is you're going to come up to the groups here, and you're going to click the plus button, and you're going to type in the group names. We're going to call this test group, and you can add people via location. If you wanted to select all the people from our particular location, then that would make that group. If you wanted to just do a department, you can do a department there. We're going to deselect that. We're going to select a department, scheduling front desk, for instance, or you can of course select all, or you can just add them by name. So we're going to go, we're just going to add a few people here, and there we go, and there we go. We're going to create the new group, and then we have the test group here. If you want to check who is in that group, we have the people selected here. You're always in the group as well, and if you are not in a group, you won't see that group over here. So just keep that in mind as well. Now you can delete the group by just clicking the little trash can there, say yes, and the group has been removed. So the advantage here is if I were to send a test message to the front office group, we're going to send test message, and we can either add emojis, of course. We can access those here. We can add an attachment. This can be a file, videos or audio, as well as JPEGs, PNGs, that type of thing. And you can also push it to text. So for instance, if the person was not online, you can push it to text, and they're going to get a text of the message that you send out, and they won't be able to reply to that text, at least not as of now. They can't reply to the text. It's going to come from a 201 area code number, but they will get the message, and that is a nice feature to be able to get an immediate message to all people. So it's as easy as logging in, clicking the channel that has the group of people that you need to speak to, and then basically writing the message, clicking the SMS, and then clicking that button there, which will send the message. And all the individuals will get a text, and they'll all they'll see it here within the inline conversation. There's going to be a red number, or basically a white number with a red outline next to any channels where you have messages that are not have not been read, and then you'll also have a number indicator up in the Message Center tab as well. We have found the Message Center thus far to be incredibly useful to communicate as a team. There's been a lot of instances where I have communicated to my front office staff when certain things occur, and I want to know what happened. Maybe it was a procedure that broke down, or something of that nature. So I found that very useful for situations like that. It's just really easy to click on the channel that you want to communicate through, and then start typing your message. So one other thing, the browser is going to want to send notifications. It's going to ask for permission to send notifications, and You can access your settings page by typing in Chrome // settings. You're going to go down to advanced settings. You're going to go to content settings and then your notifications. And you want to make sure that your notifications aren't in the block. So you want to look at, this line here is where I'm allowing my clinic ID plus the subdomain, OfficeAutomated.com to allow notifications. Now, if it's up here in the block, it will ask you every time there's a new message or every time you access a new page within the site, and that of course will get pretty annoying. So that's where you're going to find, whether or not you're in the block category or the allow category, and then go ahead and just allow, and then it'll send you the notifications in real time. So I hope you find the Message Center as useful as we have for our other business. And if you have any ideas or suggestions regarding this, be sure and reach out. We look forward to that discussion.